The issue before the court today was to listen to the argument on the appointment of a new president for the Court of Appeal. But the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Mr. Mohammed Adoke, threw spanners in that move as he filed a preliminary objection challenging the right of a group of 11 lawyers who questioned the president's authority to appoint an acting president of the Court of Appeal. Counsel to the federal government argued that the plaintiffs have not shown how the removal of Justice Salami or the appointment of an acting president of the court will be harmful to them. Counsel to the 11 lawyers, Mr. Jitobo Akanike, however, argued that as lawyers and ministers of the Temple of Justice, it is their duty to ensure that the sanctity of the judiciary as a separate arm of government is not meddled with. He argued that the role of discipline for erring judicial officers should be left to the National Judicial Council. Presiding Judge Justice Abdullahi Adamu has fixed January the 17th for a definite hearing of the objection filed by the federal government.
The plaintiff have no local standing in the matter because he has not shown any sufficient interest why he should file the action. It's not as if he's the president that was removed from the Court of Appeal. So he has not shown to the court that he has any sufficient interest. Also that the action is premature. You understand? It's mark of an abuse of court process, and it's premature because the president as a commander-in-chief of the armed forces and the president of this country is a law-abiding citizen and respects and upholds the Constitution at all times. He will not do anything contrary to law or against the Constitution. So that's why we're saying that the action that he has brought is brought in bad faith and ought to be struck out. Because one, he has not shown any sufficient interest in the matter to give him the local standing to file the matter.
It's right for him to come with a preliminary objection that we don't have sufficient interest. If legal practitioners don't have sufficient interest on issues that relate to the judicial process, appointment of judges, dismissal of judges, disciplinary action on judges, then we will have such interest. The court will determine the issues as they come.
Also today, the Attorney General of the Federation, Mr. Mohammed Adoke, gave the Nigerian Copyright Commission approval to issue the Copyright Levy of Materials Order 2012. The approval, which permits the implementation of a regime of levy by the NCC on some materials capable of being used to infringe copyright, was granted in accordance with the provisions of Section 40 of the Copyright Act. The Assistant Director, Public Affairs in the Ministry of Justice, Mr. Vincent Oyefeso, explained in a statement that the proceeds of the levy would be payable to a special fund to be created by the Commission in line with the Copyright Act. The materials regulated by the levy imposed by the new copyright order include audio cassettes, mini-discs, CDs, DVDs, Blu-ray, SD memory cards, video cassettes, USB flash drives, iPods and photocopying paper.